What is up, internet? Today is an exciting day. Today we're gonna do a little bike review on dun dun dun. That's right, 2022 BMW S1000RR. Let's go see what this thing's about, man.
Your first impressions about the bike? What are your thoughts about it? When you first rode it?
First thoughts of the bike, the LCD screen is amazing.
The LCD screen, I absolutely love it. Okay, so the entire thing is not just the TFT LCD portion, the display portion. You can see the turn signal over here. So it's got this border around it, so you've got plenty of room for different little indicators like your turn signals and probably service engine and stuff like that, right? It's humongous. The whole thing together with the border and the TFT portion, it's really big, and that's great, and it's bright and it's colorful. It's not like cluttered either. A lot of times people like, oh, I got an LCD screen, let me just stuff as much shit onto it as I can. That's not necessarily a good thing. This is perfect. I got a nice big gear indicator, nice big tachometer, and the tachometer is tapered, so as you get higher in the revs it's a little bit easier to see. Color coded, that's awesome. You've got your miles per hour. I mean, it's I'm gonna say it, man, you know, in the sport bike genre, this might be the best TFT screen out there. I haven't ridden with an R1, but from what I've seen, those are really nice displays as well.
The bike is beautiful. The ergonomics are great. The controls on the left-hand side are just so well thought out and so functional. You don't lose any capabilities. I love the fact that they put cruise control, heated grips, auto canceling turn signals. There's lots of bells and whistles. BMW.
Okay, let's merge in, and I've been dying to do this since I saw it. You have separate controls for the LCD screen and your cruise control. I love the fact that BMW put cruise control on this bike. It has heated grips. They realized that not everybody is only going to ride tracks. Like, you don't need none of that shit for the track. But I think probably the vast majority of us, even if we're doing track days, even if we're doing some occasional racing, we're also riding on the street. Cruise control is nice, so let's turn this sucker on. So I slid it to the right, and then you just press this little button here, and you can decrement your speed, or you can increase. So if you push it forward, I'm picking up my speed. If I push it back towards me, it's decrementing the speed. I love it, man. This system is so easy to use. Cruise control is awesome, dude. You know, so two things I want to say about that cruise system. Whoever designed that at BMW, you need to give that boy a raise, because that was the easiest cruise control system I have ever used. And I love the fact that it's separate. So on my Gen 3 Busa, you can't toggle through your tripometers or anything on your display while you have cruise control turned on, because the buttons work. The buttons that you use for cruise control are the same buttons that you use to navigate your LCD and you know, like page through, if you will, your tripometer, odometer, trip 1, 2, so on and so forth. So if you're cruising down the highway and you want to switch to, you know, trip 2, for example, you have to turn cruise control off in order to do that. So that kind of stinks. So I mean, the guys at BMW, they nailed that shit. Hopefully Suzuki, if you're watching, hopefully you're taking notes. That would be a nice upgrade to the Gen 3 Busa. Separate the controls out so that you can turn cruise control on and operate it independently without, you know, locking out your dash.
What are your, tell me gripes about the bike?
I would say the only like big gripe I have is the clutch engagement from a standstill. I can't quite put my finger on it, but it's I don't know, I think it's really easy to stall. I think there's going to be beginners and novice kind of riders that get on a bike like this and they're going to stall the engine 1 or 2 times before they get used to it. It engages super quick, and when I say quick, I don't mean the lever pull as far as soon as it comes away from the handlebar it engages. Not so much that necessarily, but as soon as it does start to engage, it wants to just go, and you have to be very careful how you slip the clutch to get the bike moving, because it will stall pretty easily, and I don't know why that is. That's the only like big gripe I have, and that's a big gripe if you're doing lots of stop and go. That's a pretty big deal. All my other gripes are kind of like really small things. The mirrors buzz like crazy. I couldn't necessarily always tell if the turn signal engaged or not. On the LCD screen, you've got a nice big arrow, but if your head is up and you're looking ahead, you don't necessarily see the TFT LCD screen down below. So I found myself a couple of times looking to see if the turn signal did actually turn on. If you do cancel it yourself, that has a pretty positive feedback. Like you can tell it clicks, you know, you can feel it in the button that I turned it off. And what's great is if you forget to turn them off, they cancel themselves out. So that's pretty slick. That's a nice feature.
I really dig this bike. I mean, I don't have a lot of like big negative things. It's all kind of like nitpicky stuff, right? Like the turn signals feel kind of dull when you turn them on. It's hard to tell you turned them on. The mirrors kind of buzz. Like there's a Mustang in the lane to the left of me, and the dude's just blurry as all get out, man. His headlights are all kind of go anyway. I can see it's a Mustang though, so I guess they're not too bad. So yeah, we got the buzzy mirrors, we got the soft turn signals, the clutch engagement. Just
I don't think I have any other gripes other than I just hate linked ABS brake systems. I hit the brakes pretty hard a couple of times, and the ABS kicks in on the rear brake really easy, and I hate the fact that I went to go press the rear brake and it was already engaged. That drives me nuts. That's just a linked system. I don't like linked systems, and that's just me. That's my preference, and I'm sure I'll get a lot of hate in the comments for that, but that's where I come from. So I don't like linked ABS, is what it is.
the rear brake, I was saying, it kind of just feels average, to be honest. Not great, not bad, just average, you know, average. Front brake feels amazing. It's exactly the way I like my brakes, and this thing just feels like it has tons of stopping power right out of the gate. No mods, man, just from the dealership, probably right underneath this bridge. We'll do a little brake check. Still nobody behind us. Yeah, nice and kind of smooth here. Let's hit it right here. Holy shit. Yeah, brakes work. I believe this has ABS front and rear linked system. I could feel the ABS kick in on the rear, and I could feel the linked system doing its job.
How do you feel about the engine performance of the bike, the handling?
The engine's a beast, man. This thing moves. It moves.
This Mustang looks like he wants to play. Holy shit! Well, thank you for not pulling in front of me, dude. I appreciate that. And my camera just look at that. My camera's just like, dude, I can't take it. Oh my god, this thing is stupid fast. Wow, that was eye-opening. Appreciate the Mustang and the other cars letting me have the lane.
Believe with the latest generation that the engine's actually 9 pounds lighter, I think is what the website said. It's a little bit more narrow. So the bike doesn't feel as wide. You notice how narrow it is. It feels more narrow than all my other inline fours. The GSXR 600 over here over my shoulder, and then not in the screen right now, but the ZX10, it does feel like a race bike. It is stiff. You feel every little crevice on the road, which is what you want out of a race bike. You want all of that feedback through the handlebars and any other contact points you have on the bike, the seat, the pegs. You feel everything. It is a race bike.
How do you feel about the like the gearbox? Did you get a chance to use the auto shifter?
I did. I used the quick shifter and I used the auto blipper on the downshifts more than once. It felt really good. The transmission feels great.
I like the quick shifter. Works really good.
Do you have any other final thoughts about the bike?
Yeah, you want to leave it here? No. I really like what you've done with the tail tidy section. These separate LED lights are freaking awesome. I mean, the whole back of this bike looks amazing.
I think I'm gonna call that a video, gentlemen and ladies. I certainly do dig the bike. I don't know what I would do about the mirrors. It's kind of annoying, the buzzing. The clutch engagement is not my favorite. The bike's awesome, man. All right, keep the rubber side down, guys. We'll see you in the next video. Why is this traffic going so slow? Come on, people.